Hello, everyone at Enchanted Emerald. This is Melissa bringing you a reading today for Sunday, January 26, 2025. And of course, I've been drawn to use the traditional Rider-Waite deck. That's kind of my go-to deck. We had a lot of cards actually coming out. I was told that we needed to pull 4, and then what came out was 6. And so I was also drawn to what's on the bottom of the deck. So I have quite a few cards here for us, but we have the 7 of Cups. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of emotion. This is like a heavy emotional type reading. King of Cups. The 8 of Swords, really feeling trapped. That was another theme that I was really feeling with this as I was feeling into the energy of that. So it's interesting to see that the 8 of Swords came out with that, because I do feel as though there's a lot of barriers to getting yourself to where you want to be. And I'll get into that too, but we have the Queen of Cups here. And really feeling here a lot of ocean vibe, a lot of watery elements, and that's probably because there is so much emotion associated with this, but I'm really feeling like oyster energy. So like the world is your oyster, but like thinking of that oyster, we have the shark also coming in. I'll get to those things, but definitely a lot of heavy emotion. Another Cups card, of course, 2 of Cups. But the overarching of those last 2 cards is the Fool. So we have this beautiful journey that you're about to set out on. And I do feel that embarking on this journey is going to be very good for your soul. We have a new beginning coming in for you. But what's going to anchor you in the end of everything is going to be this Queen of Pentacles. And really, it's a test right now for you to feel how well you can kind of go with the flow of life. Because I do feel like you might be feeling like you're caught in the undercurrent of that flow and you just can't breathe, right? And so thinking of this as we step into this, it's really like an eat or be eaten type of thing. And this is where that shark kind of come in. We have to have a shark mentality to get through this energy, to get through this situation. And I feel like that's our fighting spirit. That's us tapping into our ability to be adaptable. That's tapping into the ability to be more forward looking versus looking on the past, right? Because sharks, they move forward, they're decisive, right? But this could also be symbolic of your current situation making you feel as though you're in survival mode of some sort, right? And so this is really about moving out of that always on the defense type energy into something a little bit more embracing of that flow of life, right? So I feel like throughout all of this, in one fell swoop, like you could be in one moment, just know, okay, this is what it's all about. And this is going to click for you in that time. And that's what's going to happen is you're going to know exactly what you need to do. And so I think that that 8 of Swords that we have here is really us with our all or nothing mentality. Sometimes we can get caught up in the situation, the emotions of a situation, and it can get us into a headspace that isn't so great. And so it isn't black or white, right? I feel like there's a lot of gray area, things to be left to be interpreted. And I think that it is time for you to get yourself into a space where you're diving into that emotion. I do feel like moving into that energy, it can help you to get clarity. And so with that clarity, you can become a little bit more decisive, a little bit more confident like that shark, right? So with starting on your new path, especially, that's really important. I feel like not all of the details have been completely sorted out for you yet. I feel, in fact, that things are happening externally, and then maybe on the inside, you haven't really emotionally committed to that path yet, right? I do feel like there's been a lot of things that have transpired that have gotten you to this point, and you're feeling exasperated. And I feel like this road has been long and perhaps windy, completely unpredictable. And so you're weary. And so understand that there will come a point in this process or in this situation as you're moving through it that you will rise from the ashes, so to speak, right? So I feel like Easter of this year actually might be a time frame for that, which coincidentally falls on April 20th. And so tapping into that, I feel very drawn to the numbers of that. And the numerology of that is moving from a space of chaos into a space of peace and joy. And so I think that this is you being transformed, right? This is transformational energy. The key for you here, your task, is to stay aligned by focusing on your desired outcome, because it doesn't serve us to keep focusing on the past. It doesn't serve us to allow ourselves to get carried away with our thoughts. So really focus on that peach, right? Life's sweetness. What charm do you get as you move through certain situations? And perhaps it's your charm, right? That really helps you to tap into the external environment. I feel like you could feed off of other people's energy very easily by knowing what to say and when to say it, right? Like your charm can help you to tap into that happiness, that peace of life. And so, really focusing on what it is that you want it to look like is going to be really important. It was a question completely actually posed from Spirit to you. What is it that you would like out of this path, out of this journey? What is it that you want to happen? What do you want it to look like? How is that going to feel, right? Really embracing that and stepping into that energy. But really letting this transform you is going to be the key here, because I feel like there's not going to be a lot that you're going to have to do to make things happen. I think things will happen for you. I feel like maybe even like that caught up in the energy of it, right? Where you'll be swept up in the situation. I don't feel like you have a lot of choices, but you're feeling like you're getting pulled under by that undercurrent, maybe overwhelmed by the situation. And right as you're getting dragged along for the ride in that undercurrent and you feel like you can't breathe anymore and it's too overwhelming, I feel, and I'm getting big chills with this for validation, at that last second, someone's going to reach out their hand and for you to hold, for you to grab, for you to pull yourself out of this situation. So, I really feel like this is about giving yourself some time to take a step back here. Stop second guessing yourself, minimize that extra noise, give yourself some quiet time, right? Really understand that there's not a lot of things that you can control, but to just allow yourself to go with that flow and not introduce any more resistance to that, giving yourself some quiet time to give the situation some space, give other people some space that are in this situation with you. And I do feel like not putting judgment on this situation and accepting where you are and where it is that you must go is going to help you move forward in an easier way. Because I do feel like there's an energetic block that kind of comes up with this, that like maybe your walls are up, right? And this is about tearing those walls down, or maybe not completely tearing the walls down and eliminating them, but allowing this undercurrent or this situation to kind of mold you, right? So when you think of the undercurrent and you think of at the beach how things that get washed up, they've been smoothed by the currents. That's what's going to happen. It's almost like it's polishing you to become the version that you're meant to be, right? It's going to soften you in all the right places. And so you could be feeling like you are surrounded by enemies, that you're trapped in this situation, right? But it's really calling on you to create some drastic changes in your life, actually, to overcome that. So it feels like torture, because I feel as though there's this underlying unwillingness to step forward, to move through it, right? I feel as though you're like getting caught up, you're in that undercurrent, and you're also like, I don't want to be in this, instead of focusing on like, well, how can we get out of this? And how can I get myself to a place where I'm feeling better, right? And breathing life into that. So you can't avoid this. You can't hide from it. It's about removing yourself from the situation. I do feel like part of the enemy's thing is like you might stand out like a sore thumb in that space. Perhaps you step into your personal power, and when you do, it makes others uncomfortable. And so it's almost as if you don't want to do that. You don't want to make other people uncomfortable. But you have no choice. And I'm getting big chills with this. I feel as though as you step into that, space where you're embracing your personal power, you will be more likely to succeed, right? You're standing out like a sore thumb because you're different than the people that you've been surrounded with for a long time, right? And so this is about changing your circumstance, change your attitude, your appearance, how you appear to others, how you move through this situation, and it will start to change your external even more, right? And for the better. But I think that with this, you know, it's not about moving through that and feeling as though you're caught upstream without a paddle. This is where you will let go of the battle of the will, perhaps, right? Like you aren't changing anything. This other party might not be changing anything. And then when you get together, it's like complete self-defeat, right? Because there's no compromise. There's no winning here. And so get yourself out in nature, give yourself some time to take a break and detox, whether you're feeling called to detox physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you, step into that energy because it's going to help you move out of that victim mentality into owning your shit, right? Like to really say, this is my part in it. And I know I need to change that and moving forward with a game plan on how to change that. So it's an unknown outcome for you right now. And I think that's where things get a little bit scary. There's going to be like a death of the older version of you, but this is where you need to really let go, right? Grab onto the other hand on the other side of the river and don't go kicking and screaming into this new energy because it's going to help to keep you from manifesting if you put resistance into that. So bring in new things for yourself. So 1 second here. I just need to plug in my phone. Sorry. It says, oh, it's dying. It's dying. There we go. Sorry about that. But I do feel like with this, the hand that reaches out for you to grab, I feel like that's divinely guided. I do feel like this is something that's been orchestrated kind of behind the scenes, and it brings in a lot of sentimental emotion. I could almost get tearful with that energy as I feel into that. So I feel like this could be somebody that you've been very close with at one point in your life. But, understanding that everything is happening for you and not to you is just such a beautiful space for you to understand that there will be somebody to hold your hand. There will be somebody there to help you and to guide you or to listen to you or a shoulder to cry on, right? But, there's a reminder here from Spirit that this is just a phase that's coming to an end. And I get that, like, just a phase. I feel like there's a lot of like moon energy with this, which I love. It's like an ebb and a flow, the tides of the ocean, right? And so this is just something that's coming to an end. And in the end of this, you're going to be very emboldened. You're going to be inspired by what transpired, right? And so you're to move forward more confidently like that shark. And so maybe you even won't even want to look back, right? I do feel like this situation has left a mark on you energetically, and moving forward, this imprint on you is going to need some time to heal. And, I think that at the end of all of this, you will start to be putting yourself in different spaces, different places, and really surrounding yourself, calling in your tribe. And so feeling that vibe, I get this sense that like you're gonna like, somebody's gonna say like, come on in, the water's nice, right? Like the emotions are great there, and there's an energy that's very supportive of healing and loving. And so I feel like this is just a reminder that you will be supported through all of this. Sure, it looks a little scary right now, but again, you'll be anchoring into that Queen of Pentacles energy, which is just stability and peace and abundance. And of course, with abundance comes that joy. So a beautiful situation here for you that's you're stepping into on the other side of this. So I love this reading for our Self-Care Sunday, and I do so hope that it resonates for you. As always, if it does, please don't hesitate to hit that like button below. Share this with someone that you think might benefit from hearing it as well. That would be greatly appreciated. And as always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.